Welcome to another episode of Battle Axe, coming to you as always from the Bustin' Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque. I'm Joey Danya, alongside Bobby Bradford. It's week number 7 of a 7-week regular season. This is the last week before we begin the double elimination postseason tournament to crown a Battle Axe champion. If you're new to the program, before we get started here in week 7, let's go over the rules of Battle Axe. All of the rings moving inwards are worth 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 points. The bullseye's worth 6 points. And then the kill shot, that's worth 8 points. It's that small blue dot. If a player hits it, they get 8 points. If they miss it, they get nothing. They can go for it at any point during a match, and it makes things really exciting, Bobby.
It does, and we know those kill shots are going to be very important in this double elimination tournament that's coming up next week. But this is what they get, Joey, if they survive the gauntlet and come out on top. They get to take home this wonderful World Axe Throwing League Championship belt.
The belt is currently in the possession of our defending champion, Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw, and he looks poised to keep it around his waist.
Absolutely. He's putting together a tremendous season, but as we've seen throughout this season so far, Joey, there's tons of great competitors in this league.
Let's take a look at some of those competitors right now. Here are the league standings after 6 weeks of competition. Matt Bradshaw leading the way 23-1 and a remarkable average score of 60 points per game.
Absolutely. He's coming in averaging 60 points per game, so you know he's on top of his game. But Casey Nines is right behind him at 22-2, followed by Eric Shizzle, Cody Yoakum, Beth Jen, Brandon Feenstra, Jenny Gokul, Sarah Murray, Brittany Brokel, and Bob Yoakum.
A lot of talent in this league, and they're all hungry to make a run at the championship belt. We are ready to go here in week number 7. Our first matchup, Ann Welp. She'll be taking on Eric the Scope Shizzle. So Shizzle and Welp getting things started here in week number 7. Welp coming in at 4-20 on the season. Eric is 18-6, but don't let the records fool you. This one should be fun.
Absolutely, and Ann getting it started off with the bullseye there, and it looks like Eric's off the mark a little bit. Close to being a 5, but it is a 4, so Ann quickly with a 2-point lead after one throw.
A great start for Ann Welp here against Eric the Scope, a former champion here on Battle Axe.
Well, I can already tell right now, Joey, Ann's blade is hitting that board a lot more flush than it has throughout the season. So another nice throw there with a 5. And it looks like Eric with a nice bullseye there. Cody will get a closer look.
Yeah, typically this is the part of the season where everyone really starts to step up their game, as we'll be getting the postseason started next week.
You said it, partner.
So a bullseye for Eric the Scope, a 5 for Ann Welp, and that's a throw she'd like to have back.
Right. She started this matchup off with 2 nice throws. That one getting away from her a little bit. As we've been saying all throughout this year, Joey, is not all 4s are the same. That was very close to being a 3, very dangerously close to being a 3. So we definitely want to be living closer to that 5 and 6 ring. Fortunately for Ann, though, Eric also threw a 4, so she still has a 1-point lead going into the 4th throw. But yeah, you can feel the energy in the arena here, Joey. Everyone's really putting their best foot forward, really getting ready for that double elimination tournament.
A much better throw there from Ann Welp. It's a 5. She extends her lead to 2.
Yeah, Erica coming out the gate a little rusty here, only the 1 bullseye, and well, as you can see, they were so locked in they thought it was the 5th throw. But they'll stay on this side of the lane here for 1 more throw, and then they'll switch sides, Joey.
Well, another good throw there from Ann Welp.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if it's a 5. Looks like it's going to be a 5, and it is. So it remains a 2-point lead for Ann Welp, 25-23. Now they can switch sides and get set for the second half.
Yeah, it's funny for, Ann, she loves loving that side of the board, so we'll see if she can take it over to the other side. Eric, on the other hand, couldn't wait to get to the other board. We'll see how it plays out, but a couple 5s there. But Ann just doing a really good job of living in that 5 ring. Only the 1-4 on her scorecard so far.
Another 5 for Eric the Scope as well. Still a 2-point lead for Welp. 4 throws to go.
Ooh, and that throw getting away from her a little bit. I always wonder, Joey, with these competitors that are not used to being in the driver's seat, how they make adjustments, what's going through their mind when they're throwing. Because that's the kind of pressure you want to keep that pedal, on the floor. You want to keep that gas going. You don't want to give your opponent an opening to come back in this thing. And unfortunately for Ann Welp, that last throw, she let Eric come back in this thing.
She's fortunate that it stuck in the board. That was a really
Correct.
wobbly throw. She still got the lead, though, and she throws a good axe right there. That looks like it'll be a 5.
It was a really nice response there. So that tells me, Joey, that she's kind of figured out that muscle memory, that release point, that she can start living in this 5 and 6 ring. And, unfortunately, the axe gets away from her every once in a while, but so far she has put together a tremendous round.
2 throws to go here. You got to wonder if the scope is thinking at all about a kill shot. He's not going to go for it here. Still right within striking distance. If he can throw a bullseye,
There
he'll
he
be
is.
tied up. And right on cue, it looks like he did just that. Eric the Scope with a big bullseye to tie this one at 42 with 1 throw to go.
Yeah, Eric, with ice in his veins there on the 9th throw, hits the bullseye, ties this thing up, and has left the door open. Let's see. It's coming down to this 1 throw. And throws what looks like a 4. Huge pressure throw here for Eric. And Eric throws
Wow.
a 4.
Just missed the 5 ring, and we are going to sudden death. What a way to get things started here in week number 7.
Absolutely. So we know the double elimination tournament's coming up. I mean, that is all do or die. So now we're in sudden death here. 1 throw to determine it all. Closest to the kill shot wins it. If they both hit it, they move on to the next kill shot. But man, what a tremendous matchup by both competitors to get week 7 started.
Here we go. The Scope has taken a lot of these throughout the season. Welp has not.
Not so much, but a nice throw there. And Eric is off the mark.
And
Wow.
Welp getting the win over Eric the Scope in sudden death. She just missed the kill shot.
Oh, I believe they're saying it's a hit, actually.
Wow,
So
how about that?
that's a tremendous job there by Ann Welp. She let Eric back in this matchup here on the 9th throw, and then they tied it all up here at the 10th throw, sending it to sudden death. But, man, just a great throw. She hits that kill shot when she needed it the most. That's a really good sign heading into the double elimination tournament. And then for Eric, he just kind of came out the gate a little sluggish, a little too many 4s there on his scorecard for sure. Only a couple bullseyes. So definitely he's going to want to work on that throughout the rest of tonight and be prepared for that Week 8 tournament. But, man, if you needed a boost of confidence right there, Ann Welp just got it.
This is why we tune in to Battle Axe, and so much for all of that talk about kill shot experience mattering and Welp delivering when it mattered most. Nancy Kramer taking on Beth Jen here in our next matchup.
Yeah, we'll see Nancy coming in at 11 and 13, Beth coming in at 17 and 7. Couple 4s there to start the match. For Nancy, we see with her throw, she's got a lot of motion, Joey. As we always say, a lot of motion can create a lot of problems. So she's definitely had some problems with some drops this year.
Well, there's a nice throw from Kramer.
Really nice throw. And axe getting away from Beth there a little bit.
Yeah, it was a 4. It looked like it was right on path to be in the 5 ring, but she just missed it. But that's a good miss, as we've talked about time and time again. She's
Yes.
missing north and south, and
Correct.
she didn't miss that 5 ring by much.
And she can really start to hone it in, and looks like she did right there. So, despite having a lot of motion in her throw, she's put together 3 really nice throws. She has a 2-point lead going into the 4th throw. Beth, like Eric, coming out the gate a little sluggish.
But Beth Jen is a player who can get hot in a hurry, and
Wow.
right on cue, she delivers a bullseye to take the lead after a 3 from Kramer.
Well, we always talk about taking advantage of your opponent's throw right there, and unfortunately for Nancy, she had a 3 there. Beth doing a great job of capitalizing. She turns a deficit into a lead. And another nice throw that looks like that could be a bullseye. It's popping through on the right-hand side. Nancy with a nice response of a 5, though.
Back-to-back bullseyes for Beth Jen. She's really starting to heat up here.
Oh, I believe they're getting a closer look. Initially ruled a 5. So we're getting a closer look here at Nancy's throw, and they're calling for a second.
Cody Yoakum going to get another set of eyes on this one and see if it's a 5 or a 4. The blade has to be showing through on both sides, and it was not. So it's a 4 for Nancy Kramer. Beth Jen extending the lead to 3 heading into the second half.
Yeah, that's a devastating ruling there for Nancy, and as you can see, it's just how her blade is hitting the board. That's what determined that it wasn't popping through for that 5 that she so desperately needed. But for her, she's just got to stay focused. She's only down 3. There's 4 throws to go. Definitely anything can happen here. Just no mistakes. Ooh, nice. That's very close to being a 5. It's just not popping through in the bottom part of that blade.
No, and Beth Jen happy to trade points at this point in the game. She's got a 3-point lead with 3 throws to go.
Although for Beth as a competitor, though, I think she would like to see more 5s and 6s on her scorecard. There's a nice throw there, nice release point. Oh.
Ooh, devastating drop there for Nancy Kramer. That's going to just about do it for this one. Another bullseye for Beth Jen. And to your point, Bobby, yeah, you're right. Beth Jen is just an incredible competitor. She wants to be at her very best week in and week out, especially in Week 7 with the postseason getting started next week.
Absolutely. With that right around the corner. Oh, and another devastating drop there. So you got to wonder, Nancy was in this game before those last 2 throws. Just wondered if the frustration was mounting, unable to capitalize. I'd like to see her just get one positive throw here on her last throw to kind of build for the rest of the night. It looks like a 4, very close to being a 5.
So Beth Jen, the victor over Nancy Kramer, 46-32, the final.
Yeah, Beth kind of living around her average score there, 46. She had 3 bullseyes on the scorecard, but she sees that 3 on her second throw, Joey, and I'm pretty sure she wants that to be a different number. So, but she comes out the victor, improves her record to 18-7. Nancy, though, was in this game. I mean, she was only down 3 after that 7th throw. Unfortunately for her, she had a couple drops on her 8th and 9th throw, which really gave Beth the victory here. But if she didn't have those drops, I would love to see how this game plays out, because I think we could have another Ann Welp, Eric Schissel situation here.
Better to get those drops out of your system now before the postseason. That'll end your season if you do it next week.
No drops next week.
Well, we've got a lot more Battle Axe still to come here in week number 7. We'll bring it to you straight ahead. Stay tuned to Battle Axe on MC22. Welcome back to Battle Axe. Coming to you, as always, from the Bustin' Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque. I'm Joey the Jaw alongside Bobby the Blade. It's Week 7, final week of the regular season before we get started with a double elimination postseason tournament next week to crown a champion. Can't wait for that, but before we do, we've got to wrap things up here in week number 7. Our next matchup, Sarah Murray. She'll be taking on the defending champion, Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw.
Yeah, Joey, so we know every competitor comes into Week 7. They really want to fine-tune everything. They really want to have their A-game ready to go.
5-6.
And we know Matt, the Magic Man Bradshaw, is one of the best at doing that, having his game finely tuned. Precision instrument is the Magic Man.
He starts this one off with a bullseye. The Magic Man coming in with a record of 23-1. He lost early on in the season to Cody Yoakum, and he's been rolling ever since.
Yeah, you never want to upset the Magic Man, but I think that Week 1 loss to Cody Yoakum really lit a fire, and the rest of the league has been paying the price.
Back-to-back bullseyes for the Magic Man. In the blink of an eye, he's got a 3-point lead on Sarah Murray. She's throwing well also, but when you're going up against the Magic Man, there's no margin for error.
Yeah, Sarah had a tremendous week last week. I think really discovered something with her throw and found that release point. As you can see, right now she's only down 3 after the third throw. So
We've got a unicorn from the Magic Man.
We should expect nothing less. We have flamingos on his pants, unicorns on the board. Okay.
4 straight bullseyes for the Magic Man. Back-to-back bullseyes for Sarah Murray. These two playing like they're ready for the postseason.
And we've said it a lot, Joey. When you play someone the caliber of Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw, you step up your game as well. So Sarah, she's down 5 after 5 throws, but she is stepping up her game. She's got a couple bullseyes on the board there, and she's hanging in there.
A perfect start for the Magic Man. 5 bullseyes in the first half.
Nice throw there. It could be a 4, might be a 5.
5-5.
If it's popping through the top part of the blade, and Matt with a horrible miss there of a 5.
4-5.
Just so you'll really never recover from that last throw.
He is human. Bradshaw with a 6-point lead, 4 throws to go. At some point, you'd expect him to go for a kill shot. He likes to do it on the 9th throw.
Yeah, he likes to, at least have that in his back pocket. He's very consistent with the 5 and the bullseye shot. So getting that kill shot repetition down has definitely been a goal of his for this season. But for Sarah, she's doing a great job of having good misses. Fortunately, right there, I just jinxed her, of course. But before that last throw, she had been living in that 4, 5, and 6 ring.
Well, the Magic Man finds the bullseye there. He's got a 9-point lead with 2 throws to go.
Yeah, we'll see if Matt will go for the kill shot or if he's just going to sit here and play the board. Another flush, almost picture-perfect bullseye there.
Matt, you are up.
So Bradshaw's already got the victory. We'll see if he goes for the kill shot. Doesn't look like he will. He's just going to go for a bullseye.
Yeah, I think he's just going to play the board. And for Sarah, another nice positive throw here. Great throw there. And an even better throw there by Sarah. Of course, they always love to root for each other. I think it was initially ruled a 5. And they're getting a closer look. Yeah, that looks like a 5 there. So I think it was initially ruled a 6 there, Joey, and then they got a closer look, and it was clearly a 5 there. But still a positive throw.
And a positive round for Sarah Murray, but it's the Magic Man getting the win, 58-46.
Yeah, below his average of 60, but 58 will get the job done most days, so he improves his record to 24-1. As you can see there, Joey, on the scorecard, only 2 5s. Everything else was 6s. He did not attempt a kill shot, but I'm pretty sure that'll be coming here in the Week 8 tournament as well. But for Sarah, just a really nice, consistent throw. It looks like whatever she figured out last week, she was able to bring over to this week. And that is something that makes her a very dangerous competitor for this double elimination tournament.
Well, time now for our next matchup here in week number 7 on Battle Axe. Cody Yoakum, the only man to take down the Magic Man this season. He'll be taking on Brittany Brokel.
Yeah, Cody is definitely positioned himself in the top tier of the league here, coming in at 19-5, and then Brittany at 6-18. She needs to take that kind of step that Sarah Murray took last week. You know, she needs to find that consistent release point that she can remember, that she can carry from throw to throw, match to match, week to week.
As for Yoakum, he's just got to live in that 5 and 6 ring, which he's done for most of the season.
Yeah, it looks like a 5 there.
5-4.
Not a bad miss there for Brittany. It was a 4, very close to being a 5 if she get that bottom part of the blade to stick in there. But something we've seen with Cody, not necessarily entire weeks, but, you know, a game, a match every once in a while, he can kind of get stuck in that vortex a little bit. Fortunately for him, we haven't seen any drops. But those, you know those 4s aren't going to win belts.
I'd imagine taking down the Magic Man has to just fill you with confidence, though. To be the best, you've got to beat the best. And Cody's beaten the best.
He knows it's in there. He knows it's inside his game that he can take down the top competitors in this league. It's just consistently doing it week in and week out.
Well, a bullseye for Brittany Brokel on her last throw, and that looks like a 5 right there. The Magic Man's going to get a closer look.
Yeah, very close to being a 5 there. Of course, we know Matt has a passion for judging and making the right call all the time. He's there with the flashlight looking to see.
Ooh, it's a 4 for Brokel. So a couple of 4s from Yoakum and Brokel. It remains a 1-point lead for Brittany Brokel.
All right, we are at
Man, that was very close to being a 5. You would love to get those extra points on Cody when he throws a 4. She still has a 1-point lead, though, and just like in Anne's situation, she's got to keep the pedal to the metal. And the axe getting away from her a little bit there.
Cody Yoakum taking full advantage with a bullseye after a 3 from Brokel. Yoakum takes a 2-point lead now heading into the second half.
Yeah, Cody doing a great job of capitalizing, just like Beth did in her matchup versus Nancy Kramer. When your opponent makes a mistake, you have to fully capitalize on it, and Cody did just that.
So we will see if perhaps the bottom of that blade is into the 5 ring. The Magic Man getting a closer look, and it is a 5.
Nice.
So Cody Yoakum extending the lead to 3.
Yeah, so Cody doing a nice job of now becoming the aggressor in this situation, putting those positive points on the board, creating that separation. But for Brittany, she just needs to focus up. She's had a couple nice throws here in this matchup. Ooh.
4-5.
Looked like the axe was getting away from Cody there a little bit, but it was actually a great throw there, a 5, to take another point on Brittany.
Just 3 throws to go now. We'll see if the kill shot comes into play with the final couple of throws.
Yeah, I would like to see Cody go for some kill shots. He has not been scared to go for the kill shots this season, so I think he's
All right,
he's
this is
been in
time
enough
for
double
9.
elimination
Cody's
tournaments
up
now,
by 4.
Joey. He knows that those are
Something.
very crucial. Those are going to come down. Your season's going to be on the line. You really don't want that to be an unfamiliar throw for you.
I think a 4-point lead, not a big enough lead for Yoakum to go for it there.
Kind of waiting to see how these throws play out here a little bit. It's a bullseye there for Cody and a nice 5 there for Brittany Brokel. I'd still like, we saw Matt the Magic Man do it before where he's up. You know, it's comfortable, but you're still putting the game on the line. I'd like to see Cody go for it.
I would too. It doesn't look like he will, though.
Looks like he's going to play the board. Oh, Brittany lucky that's sticking in the board there. And it looks like a nice throw. That could be a bullseye. Rule to 5. See if Cody gets a closer look. Determines that it is not, and he'll take the 5 in the victory.
Cody Yoakum, the winner, 48-42 over Brittany Brokel.
Yeah, Cody putting together a nice matchup, and Brittany doing a really nice job, too, of hanging in there. She had that 3 on the 5th throw, but I think, we saw some throws in there, Joey, that would really lend itself to believe that she's kind of figured a little something out. So, although she has a 6-19 record, she was hanging in there versus Cody Yoakum, and we've seen it time and time again in this double elimination tournament. Anything can happen. If a player gets hot, it doesn't matter. They can come away with that belt. So, for Cody, want a little more aggressive with that kill shot, but maybe we'll see that later on tonight. But he improves his record to 20-15 and looks like a seriously dangerous competitor.
4 matches down, 4 more to go here in week number 7. We'll bring them to you straight ahead. Stay tuned to Battle Axe on MC22. Welcome back to Battle Axe, coming to you from the Bustin' Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque. I'm Joey Danya alongside Bobby Bradford. It's been an exciting start to week number 7, Bobby.
Oh, it's been tremendous. You can really feel the tension in the air. Everyone's getting ready for next week.
Well, before we bring you our next matchup, we're going to throw it down to an interview with Eric the Scope Shizzle, the former champion, with his expectations for the tournament.
So my expectation here's what it is for next week, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. And what I need to know is really, the people that I'm throwing with. I've been throwing with these people for a long time, and, I really got to find out the real deal. Are they cereal and then milk, or are they milk then cereal? That's the question that we're going to find out next week. And I think you guys are all going to be really interested to know, and maybe whose number you should lose in that question. Per se. But that, obviously the clear winner, you're talking to him right here. I mean, we don't even need to, really watch that show. But everybody else, it's anyone's game. Big old melting pot of fun. It's going to be a great time.
Eric the Scope oozing with confidence.
He is oozing with confidence. He knows he can take home that belt, and he's looking forward to it. Although he's going to really find out if people put their cereal and then the milk, or milk and then the cereal. I think that's really on his mind.
Sarah Murray will be taking on the Scope here in week number 7, and it is, of course, cereal and then the milk, Bobby.
Well, we know Eric has that fun meter, so we always know where his mind's at. He's a very serious competitor, but the fun is always there.
5-5.
And I agree with you, Joey. It's always cereal than milk.
Yeah, it's just the best way to really give every piece of cereal a nice blend of milk.
Correct.
That perfect amount of crunchiness and softness at the same time.
I agree wholeheartedly, and that's why we make a great team, Joey.
You said it, partner. Sarah Murray, that one gets away from her. She's got to hope that's a 4, and it is. She just got the top of the blade into that 4 ring.
Yep, so Sarah just kind of holding on that axe a little bit. She started off this match nicely with the 5. All tied up. Another pressure matchup here for Eric the Scope. But these are the kind of matchups, too, Joey, that you really want to have going into the Week 8 tournament. You want to kind of be used to these high-pressure, really close games.
Come on, guys, get off the train.
So Matt the Magic Man encouraging these guys to get out of the vortex. It's 13 all after 3 throws.
Well, he knows both these competitors can really put up some serious points and wants to see that starting right now with this throw.
Yeah, Sarah Murray just threw a round of 46 against the Magic Man. She's capable of big-time games.
Absolutely. Eric with a nice bullseye there and devastating ruling there for Sarah. Very close to being a 5. Not a bad miss, though.
All right,
But
this is throw number
Eric
5.
doing a great job capitalizing on
Eric's up by
on
2,
Sarah's throw.
19-17.
So the Scope now with a 2-point lead after 4 throws.
Yeah, I'm just really happy to see that Sarah has figured out whatever mechanism she needs to have a consistent throw. You know, that's something we've seen her early in the season have a really kind of tough time. She kind of got lost there a little bit, but she's definitely figured it out.
Roll in.
And we're back to being that Sarah that we're so used to seeing.
Yes, he did.
Well, another bullseye for Eric the Scope Shizzle. So he'll
right,
take
switch
a
him up.
4-point
At the turn,
lead
Eric is up
into the
25.
second half. And with this throw, he can do something we dare not speak of.
He's very close. We'll have to see him on that right-hand side. It looks like it was ruled a 5 there by Matt.
Correction.
And it doesn't look like
5-4.
Eric is going to contest, but a very close call there for Sarah Murray, ruled
All
a
right,
4.
This is throw number 7, Eric by 5.
But again, not a bad miss. She's very close to that 5 ring. She is stuck in that vortex, so I'd like to see her get out of it. Another 4 there.
Missed opportunity there for Sarah Murray to gain
right,
a
this is
point
throw
or
number
two
8.
on
Eric
the
is
Scope
followed by
after a 4. Murray remains stuck in the vortex.
And it's something with her game, now that she's figured that mechanism out, Joey, I wonder how comfortable she feels going for that kill shot. You know, we saw Ann go for a kill shot in that sudden death matchup versus Eric the Scope, and she hit it there.
4-4.
But we haven't seen a lot out of her. We haven't seen a lot
Come
of
on, guys,
kill
get off that
shots out of
train.
Sarah Murray either. So she's in a position
All right,
I would
this
love to
is
see her
throw
go
number
for
9,
it in
Eric
one of
by
these
5,
last 2 throws.
38-33.
I think right here would be the time to do it.
Really put some pressure on the Scope. It looks like she's going to play the board. Oh. Devastating throw there. Holding on to the axe.
That's
Way
a
too
4-2.
long.
A 2 for Sarah Murray. And
All
it's
right,
a
here we are at throw number
7-point
10.
lead
Eric is
now
up by
for the
7,
Scope. He's going up for the kill shot.
He's going up for it. And I'd love to see Sarah go for it too. We know Eric was off the mark in his sudden death matchup. We'll see how he fares this time. He is off the mark the other direction.
Just a bit outside, miss, and
As you see, Matt
4.
just a bit outside. A little Bob Euchre there. But Sarah with a 4, possibly a 3.
4 it is.
But she kind of fell off the rails there in the last 2 throws.
Eric the Scope getting the win, 42-39. Not his best round, but of course he went for the kill shot there. His round could have been a lot better.
Yeah, he went for the kill shot on that last throw. He was off the mark. I know he wants to get that locked in for the rest of the night and next week as well, but he improves his record to 20-6. He had a couple bullseyes there on his 4th and 5th throw. A little too many 4s for him, not as many 5s and 6s, I think, as he likes. So he's going to be working on that for the rest of the night. And for Sarah, she kind of just lost it towards the end there. She kind of got stuck in that vortex, and I wonder how much that affected her.
Would have loved to see Sarah Murray go for the kill shot, but we'll have to wait until the postseason. Bob Yoakum, our next competitor, he's going to take on his son, Cody Yoakum. Father-son matchup here.
Our
Let's go.
quickly
Lane's open.
becoming a classic father-son rivalry here between Cody Yoakum and Bob Yoakum. Bob has quickly become a very consistent thrower.
4-5.
You know, he's starting to make that progression into that 5 and 6 ring.
Good 5.
So a good start for Cody Yoakum with a 5.
Nice throw there by Bob. That could be a bullseye if it's popping through on the top side.
5-4.
Ooh, I'd want to get Eric to take a closer look at that. I think Bob sees it.
Let me get closer.
Bullseye Bob wants a bullseye.
Calling that bullseye. Sounds good.
And
it
he
is.
gets
Yep,
it.
absolutely.
So Bullseye Bob with the bullseye to take the lead
In the
over
slimmest of
Cody
margins.
Yoakum.
It was there.
It was there. Eric says it was a slim margin, as you could see, though. It looked like it was popping through on that right-hand side.
4-4.
And a couple 4s for the Yoakums. But yeah, so Bob, has a really nice compact throw, which really, like we were talking about with Nancy's throw a little too much motion. Less motion creates less things that could go wrong.
5,
And they have very different deliveries. Cody Yoakum, of course, puts his hand up on that axe to keep it steady. Bob just
Throw number
grip
5.
it and
tied
rip.
it
He's kind of a grip it and rip it. Study from the Jenny the Jet school of throwing axes there. But I like when he kind of has a bend in his knee a little
4-5?
bit too, does Bob. So that's whatever he's got going on is working for him. He's found it pretty quickly. Another nice 5 there
gotta get close,
to take a
man.
1-point lead over.
Switch sides.
I'm sorry, Cody had a nice 5 there to take a 1-point lead going into the turn. With all these Yoakums, you get confused,
4-4.
couple of 4s from the Yoakums. So it remains a 1-point lead for Cody Yoakum with 4 throws to go.
Cody with only that one bullseye on his card so far, and his last matchup he only had two bullseyes. So I know it's going through his mind right now. He really wants to hone in his throw because he wants to take home that belt.
Another 4 for Bob and Cody. Still a 1-point game. And Bob Yoakum stuck in the vortex. Cody Yoakum
All right, we're gonna
taking
be on throw
advantage,
number
extending
9.
the lead
Cody,
to 2.
you're up by 2.
Yeah, 2-point
35,
lead with 2 throws to
37.
go. We'll see if Bob is contemplating a kill shot at some point. Looks like a 4 there.
4,
And a
5.
nice throw there by Cody. So
All
he
right, throw number
increases
10,
his
Cody
lead
got-
3
Cody by 3.
points with 1 throw to go. I'd love to see Bob go for the kill shot here, Joey.
Down by 3. You rarely see Cody make a mistake. He's always a 4 or better for the most part. So
Correct.
would have loved to have seen Bob go for the kill shot there, but
Oh,
What?
Cody with an
4
intentional drop.
and a drop.
But I think with that throw,
That's
yeah,
gonna be
Bob is
the winner,
up.
43 to 42.
So
You
I
need to
think
do your
Cody
math
did the bad
Bad
math, as you
math
can just see
there.
him say right
Take
there.
the W, Bob, for bad math.
Wow.
unless he just wanted to let Dad
I was
win.
gonna say, are you gonna
You know,
line
that
up
could
a
be the more
shot for
pragmatic way of approaching it there, Joey. Maybe he just wanted a early Father's Day gift, or maybe it's Bob's birthday or something. But Cody, with a devastating intentional drop there on his 10th throw, he probably just did the math wrong in his head. I think he wanted to go to sudden death with his dad, and unfortunately for him, Bob threw a 4. Maybe he thought it was a 3, but as it stands, Bob comes out the victor. He improves his record to 8-17. He got stuck in that vortex, but you know, he still has that really nice consistent throw, and I'm excited to see what he does in the tournament. But for Cody, a little too many 4s on the card, only that one bullseye. He's got to start focusing up if he wants to take home that belt.
I've seen a lot of battle axe, but I've never seen that, and I like the gesture. It was fun.
It was
We'll
good.
be right back with much more battle axe. Stay tuned here on MC22. Welcome back to Battle Axe. Final couple matches coming up here in week number 7 as we put a bow on the regular season before the double elimination postseason tournament begins. As always, we're at the Bustin' Axe throwing range in Dubuque. Before we bring you our final couple of matches, we're going to throw it down to an interview with Brittany Brokel on improving her game.
I think now that I was able to figure my stance back out and what I was doing wrong, because I know the first few weeks I was messing around with it. I couldn't find it. That break in between seasons kind of had me a little jumbled up because I didn't practice like at all. But now I think I'm getting a good consistent around the 40s again, like I think I did last season. So I'm just happy to see that back instead of, multiple, we won't say, but.
We dare not speak of it.
We dare not, like a unicorn, we do not like to bring up the drops and stuff as well. So hopefully for Brittany, those are a thing of the past for her.
Sarah Murray ready to go here in week 7. She's going to take on Brittany Brokel.
Yeah, so both Sarah and Brittany had a really nice first matchup. Excited to see the outcome of this one. Sarah coming in at 10-16, Brittany at 6-19.
Final match of the regular season for both of these competitors. They both want to finish strong and carry that momentum into the postseason.
For days is probably my favorite.
Yeah, we'll see if Brittany can carry over that progress that she had in her last matchup. And then for Sarah, we'll see if she can kind of hone in on how she started the night.
4-4.
Yeah, she had a great round of 46 against the Magic Man. Not so great against the Scope. She came up short 42 to 39.
Mm-hmm. But we know it's within her game to put up some serious points here. Nice start for her right now. Axe getting away from her just a little bit there.
4-4.
But no damage done as Brittany throws a 4 as well. So Sarah still with a 1-point lead going into the 4th throw.
Sarah's up by 1 on throw number 4.
Sarah Murray 10-16 on the season. She'd love to finish with one more win.
Ooh, Axe getting away from her just a little bit there.
Now we're tied.
So
16
Brittany
apiece.
ties us up,
Throw
doing a
number
nice job
5.
capitalizing on Sarah's mistake. But 16-16 going into the 5th throw. And again, you can just feel the tension, Joey. Everyone knows that these throws are getting more and more important. That's a nice response there by Sarah.
5-4.
Well, better throw there from Murray and Brokel. Murray takes the lead, 21-20. Brokel didn't miss that 5-ring by much. We'll head to the second half, switch sides, and get ready to go.
Oh, and
4-4.
Sarah missing a little bit to the left there. We always say, you like to miss north and south.
Michael McDonald.
Right to left is not nearly as good for you. But Brittany is definitely stuck in that vortex. All 4s for Brittany right now. Like to see her get out of that.
4-4.
Another 4 there for Brittany. So 7 consecutive 4s. That's the definition of being stuck in the vortex, Joey.
Sarah Murray also getting stuck in the vortex right now with back-to-back 4s. We'll see if she can get out of it and put this one away.
And again, another 4 there. Oh, and then Brittany finally gets out of it. Very close to being a bullseye there.
Well, we are all tied up at 33 with just 2 throws to go.
Well, we know, Joey, once the Week 8 tournament gets going, we get all these really close matchups. There's a lot of sudden death, a lot of kill shot attempts, high-pressure throws. So this is a great primer.
Murray and Brokel taking their time with those throws, and it pays off. A couple of 5s, 38 all, 1 throw to go.
Oh, coming down to 1 throw. I love it, Joey. 38-38. 1 more throw to go. Who has it in him? Or are we just going to sudden death again? Ooh.
Wow.
Very close to being a drop, and Sarah with a 5.
Sarah got her by 1. 42-43. Nice shooting, guys.
Brittany Brokel just missed the 5-ring, and it just stuck in the woods. Sarah Murray delivers the big 5 to get the win.
Yeah, it's a good thing Brittany did not speak about drops when she was doing her interview, because that was dangerously close to being a drop there on her 10th throw. Fortunately for her, it did stick in the wood, so something she probably wants to work on in the practice lanes here. But for her, just too many 4s. As you can see, everything was a 4 except for her 8th and 9th throw being a 5 for a round of 42. But she really wants to focus and hone in on that 5 and 6 ring. And then for Sarah, she just got to keep finding that consistent throw and maintain it from match to match.
2 competitors that have made a lot of progress throughout the season. Another player who's made remarkable progress since joining this league is Beth Jen. Let's throw it down to an interview with Jen on reaching the upper tier of players in this league.
I feel really happy with where I'm at right now. Just starting 2 years ago, I never thought I'd be up, with the likes of Eric and Casey and Cody. They're all really good throwers, really consistent. So that just kind of proves to myself that I'm improving week to week, throw to throw. And I'm really happy to be, up in that upper group now on a more consistent basis, week in, week out. And, knowing that I can throw with any of them and stick right with them is pretty fun for me.
Beth Jen, feeling confident heading into the postseason. Time now for our final matchup of the regular season. Eric the Scope Shizzle will be taking on Beth Jen.
Yeah, it's got to be a great feeling for Beth to know that all of her work that she's put in has paid off, and now she's reached that level where she wants to take home that belt just as much as anybody, and she definitely has a chance to do so next week.
She's got a record of 18-7 on the season. She's looking to close it out with 1 more win. Eric the Scope coming in at 20-6. Just missed the bullseye there for a 5.
Yeah, very close to being a bullseye there for Eric the Scope. But for Beth, it's just got to be a nice feeling to know that there's a certain level of confidence that you have when you're going up against anybody in this league. Matt definitely has that. He doesn't worry about his opponent. He focuses on that board. It just allows that extra level of concentration that you can start to really take that even next step with her game.
So another 5 for the Scope. Beth Jen throws a bullseye. We're tied at 10.
Yep, so finding a bullseye a little quicker than she did in her last matchup is Beth Jen. Definitely wants to capitalize on it, though, and unfortunately for her, that's a 4. It looks like Eric focusing up.
Really taking his time with this one. And we'll see if that got into the 5 ring.
Yeah, Matt was initially ruling it a 6, but it is a 5. Yeah, I think Eric's just slowing his game down a little bit. He knows this is the last matchup for him before next week, and he really wants to focus up, find that throw. Start off this match, though, with 3 5s.
Looks like a 5 for Jen, but it's going to be close.
Let me close. We'll see if it's popping through on that right-hand side there, Joey. And it looks like a 4 there for Eric. But a couple 4s ruled.
Still a 1-point lead for Eric the Scope, 19-18 after 4 throws.
So one more throw, and then they'll be switching sides. But yeah, you can just tell there's a lot of tension in this room right now, Joey. Both these competitors really want to start finding their throw, finding that consistent 5 and 6 ring. But unfortunately, just another couple 4s.
Well, perhaps just getting these jitters out of the way now is best for Eric Shizzle and Beth Jen. They play a lot better than this.
Absolutely, and it looks like it's a needed switch of lanes here.
So we're ready to go here in the second half. Eric
Nice.
the Scope looking to respond after a great throw there from Beth Jen.
Just a great throw there. That's a picturesque bullseye there by Beth Jen. So she ties this thing up with 4 throws to go. Is there going to be another sudden death in Eric's future? We'll see.
What a great way that would be to wrap up the regular season. Another good
nice
throw there from Beth Jen.
Yeah, it looks like that is a 5, maybe a 6 if it's popping through on the right-hand side. That looks like Bob Yoakum's bullseye, actually, that he had during his matchup with Cody. Hit that same piece of wood there, Joey.
Back-to-back bullseyes for Beth Jen.
This is throw number 8.
She takes the lead, 34-33, 3 throws to go.
Well, I think this goes into what Beth was saying in her interview, Joey. You know, she was not throwing her best to start this matchup, but she's really kind of turned it on here in the last few throws, and she's gotten herself back in this matchup. It's just that confidence booster that really just allows you to, you know, be kind of free and easy and work on what you need to achieve the level of success that you want.
38 all, 2 throws to go. What a finish we've got in store here.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a tremendous finish.
Yes.
Both competitors still having fun, though, even with all the tension in the room. Nice throw there by Beth. That's looked like a 5, possibly a bullseye.
Hold, please.
Another nice throw there. Looks like a 5 there for Eric. So important, you can see on Eric's throw there how the blade hits the board, Joey. You know, we see so many competitors where their bottom part of the blade isn't hitting that board, and that's ruled a 4 instead of a 5. So Eric doing a really nice job of having his blade hit the board consistently.
Well, the final match of the regular season comes down to this final throw.
Man, I love it when the match comes down to one throw here, Joey. A 4 there for Beth. And a dagger bullseye there for Eric the Scope.
Holy cannoli. Eric the Scope with a bullseye to get the win over Beth Jen, 49-47.
Yeah, just a tremendous throw there by Eric. Definitely something he wants to have going into next week. A nice bullseye there on his 10th throw. Really, once both competitors changed lanes, I think that's what they needed for their game. They really kind of turned it on there for the rest of the match there. So Eric improves his record to 21-6. Beth falls to 18-8, but she did a really nice job of battling back in this game, and definitely a dangerous competitor for that double elimination tournament.
Well, this matchup, a nice little preview of what you can expect in the postseason. It's always thrilling.
Without a doubt, Joey. This is going to be a matchup I hope we see in the Week 8 tournament, and I think one of these competitors can take home that belt.
We'll bring that to you next week, but before we do, it's time now for our post-game wrap-up. Well, here's a look at the final standings. After 7 weeks of competition, Matt Bradshaw wraps up the season 27-1, averaging 57.1 points per game.
Yeah, his average goes down a little bit. I think he was trying a lot of kill shots here in the matchups and everything, but just a tremendous season so far, 27-1. As it stands, Casey Nines follows him, Eric Shizzle, Cody Yoakum, Beth Jen, Brandon Feenstra, Jenny Gokel, Sarah Murray, Brittany Brokel, and Bob Yoakum round out the top 10.
Well, for Bobby the Blade and our entire MC22 crew, I'm Joey the Jaw. Thanks for watching Battle Axe. We'll see you next time for the postseason here on MC22.